Hey Scorpio, welcome to your weekly reading. So glad to be here with you. I think this is going to be a pretty cool message. I like what I got in your meditation. Last night when I was going to bed, I was meditating myself to sleep and I saw this deck and they said use that for the Scorpio reading. So there's something specific in this deck that's going to be important for you. Also, they said the theme of this reading is going to be source. There's something that you've been working towards and maybe it's not coming and you're getting periods of frustration that kind of halt your progress. So Source said that they are going to help you speed up your manifestations by slowing you down. And I will explain what they mean by that in a minute. They just said, okay, there's three important dates in the month of February, and they told me to use this die. Okay. The 7th, the 5th, and the 15th. The 7th, the 5th, and the 15th. Somehow that's significant. I also just heard someone, the number 57 is actually important too. So maybe that's someone's age here or a birth date's May 7th. Taurus. Okay. So what they're telling me in the example they gave me in regards to this reading, what they told me is, so let's just say you have this big idea, this dream that you've been working on. It's new. You don't really have any guidance. You may see things on the internet. And I'm speaking to people who are really tapped into their spiritual side, who meditate 222 on the clock, who meditate pretty consistently, really connected with your spirit team, because I feel like this is what that journey, that spiritual journey, is what awakened you to this passion. And you know it's right. You know you want to get, you're trying to get there, but they're saying you're trying so hard that you're actually shooting yourself in the foot. And what they mean, they gave me an example of a runner. Okay, you're toeing the line and you're taking off for the race, and it's going to be, let's just say it's 10 miles, and it's like the tortoise and the hare. You go real fast and then you gas yourself out and then you stop, and then there's a lack of consistency, which is a pattern of behavior, honestly, that you've had to overcome, because it's something that started at a very young age, and it's something you chose to grow through here on earth in this human body. And with this experience, they're saying that you will get much further along in a shorter amount of time if you do it like this. So let's just say in order to get to this goal, you have 7 things that you have to do that are new. You have to implement 7 new skills, take classes, whatever those things are. 7 things that you have to do in order to get you closer to this goal. And you you get out of this period of frustration and you're like, okay, I'm ready, I'm going after it. And there's really no preparation to get you going after it again. They want you, instead of just jumping into it and trying to do all 7 things, the first stage needs to be preparation stage, which is organization. They want you to organize yourself, whatever space you're going to be working in, whatever materials you're going to use. They want all of that organized before you start. That way you're not sitting down to a really messy desk, let's say, sitting down to a messy desk and looking for things, and you're spending so much time looking for things that you get frustrated and you don't actually implement what you needed to. There's a lot of little things that you could do to work smarter and not harder. So the first thing they want you to do is organization. They want you to get organized, and get a good routine of that, okay? They want you right now, journaling every day, list of positive aspects, really kind of build yourself up for what you want to do, talk about the 7 things that you're going to implement, and just kind of journal through that and see what comes up for you. After you organize, instead of trying to take on 5 to 7 of these things in one day and implement this every day, they want you to pick 2 things, and they want you to implement it. Let's say you do 15 minutes for one thing and 15 minutes for another thing. Get used to implementing new things, Scorpio. You are a fixed sign. So starting new is not really a strong suit for you. It's something that is kind of difficult for fixed signs. We like to hang on and not let go of the old. So patterns and behaviors. So if it's a pattern, if it's a substance, if it's a thinking, the way you think, the way you speak, whatever it is, just pick 2 things and really focus on that. And if it requires you to carve out chunks of your day, take 2 chunks of your day and allot time for 2 of those things. Get really good at implementing that and feeling comfortable with that. And then you enter in a third. And then you enter in a fourth. But just don't try to do it all at once, because what's happening is you're getting overwhelmed and then frustrated with source, because you're saying, I'm doing all the things that you want me to, but when you're saying this to source, and or if you're not saying it, you're vibrating to source how stressed you are, and it's like almost kind of like a blame towards source. Well, I'm doing what I'm supposed to, why is this not working? And then it goes into this internal message of, I'm not good enough, and it has nothing to do with that. It is just you learning how to restructure and reorganize your day to start and implement something completely new. This is honestly, it's so simple, it's hard. And that's what they're trying to help you. So right now, your meditations are vitally important, because you're going to be receiving downloads and information on what to do day to day. Or, you're dealing with a relationship. Let's just say, this is an example. You're dealing with a relationship with a child and it's not going well. They're going to give you, an idea of how that child's feeling and their perspective on what's going on between you and that child, and how to help that child by you doing something different that's more effective. So things like that, they're going to help you implement small, easy changes in your day, and you're going to find that everything's going to lighten up dramatically, and you're going to feel a sense of relief, which is going to expand your chakras and open your heart and show that you're ready for more. This is how you get ahead. And it's going to be pleasurable this way, as opposed to stressful. And they're really wanting you to know they're proud of you for not giving up, because you've done it the hardest way possible and you haven't given up. And the thing they're trying to show you, what they want you to give up, is doing it the hard way. They want to show you how to do it the easy way. They've let you do it your way for long enough, and now they're in the process of showing you your patterns by giving you evidence of your vibration through what you're seeing in your life every day. And now they're ready to switch that up. That was a lot of channeling, I know. So, probably won't get too many cards because I'm trying to keep these on the shorter side. Alright, they want you to know hope is always there even if you can't see it. Optimistic expectations can help change a negative situation into a positive one. That's exactly what I was just saying. Remember how I said, you have 7 things you need to start doing to get you to your goals. And you start day 1 fresh. I'm starting fresh, clean slate. And you try to implement all 7 things. And you do it and your body's exhausted and you've really got this stress in you. And it's not even fun. And you get to the point where you get maybe a weekend, 3-4 really good days. And then something happens in your day that derails your plans. And then you get upset. Like every time I take 2 steps forward, I take 3 steps back. But that's not, it's the way you're going about it that is causing it. It's not what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. And it's really about your thoughts and the emotions, and they want you to pay attention to how you're feeling. If you're not feeling good and you're not feeling a sense of relief, or, just peaceful about something, it's not the time to do it. Don't force it. That really just totally... Alexa, play rain sounds. I don't know why that just started playing music.
Sounds, Leslie.
Okay, so be receptive to subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. We need only open our hearts and minds. All right, they're bringing me back to an experience I just had today, and or what? No, it was yesterday, and they're saying that it was pertinent for your reading. Yesterday, when I was taking my son to school, and I look up and there are hundreds of birds in one yard. Hundreds of them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen so many birds in one place. And this was a huge yard. I mean, obviously it could have taken 4 riding lawnmowers to mow this front lawn. It was huge. And the whole thing was covered in birds. And then I see this big, huge bird in the tree of that house. And I look up and it's a big, beautiful owl, which owls are my favorite. I love owls. They've always been my favorite. So it was just a special sign, which now is leading me to the owl card in my other deck. And instead of trying to find it in this deck, I'm just going to look it up in the book because it's alphabetical. Hold on. Oh, here we go. You see clearly now. Okay. Owl Spirit arrives to remind you that the wisdom within you is informed by your keen senses and the wisdom within the consciousness we all share. Even in the darkest night, the owl sees clearly and is guided by every sense it has, including the first sense of intuition. Right now, your sensitivities are turbocharged and you are receiving messages from all directions. Owl Spirit reminds you to be wise and pay attention to what's between the lines, what is invisible to the naked eye, what cannot be heard with the ears, and what others may not be able to perceive. With all your senses aroused, you have much knowledge available to you. Clarity will come as you sit with all that you're sensing, allowing your intuition to guide you and the understanding the whole and not just the parts. Okay. And then a protection message says, are you feeling overwhelmed and overpowered by all that you are sensing? You're highly sensitive right now, and information can be a bit of an overload. Feeling too much and taking in too much stimulation. So that's what I was just saying. You take on too much, and then you see how these cards are literally just confirming what I channeled before I even pulled any of these cards. Those birds were your messengers. You have your spirit team is all around you. They have open communication with these beautiful animals. Okay, they bring messages, they bring vibrations back to source. We are a tight-knit group, and they want you to pay attention to these signs. Birds are signs of ancestors, of seeing things from a higher perspective, using your wisdom. So that's your experience and your knowledge married into one, and creating new perspectives on things. So like the perspective they're wanting you to shift here is, you don't have to do it all at once. You can do it in bite-sized bits. So another good example would be, maybe, and Scorpios tend to be black and white. I know, I am a Scorpio. And like, let's just say you're painting a room in your house, and you keep putting it off because you don't have enough time. You haven't been able to find enough time to carve out to paint the entire room. Well, what if you just take one day to edge the room, and then take another day and do a wall and see how you feel, and then take another day and do a wall and see how you feel, instead of putting it off? Just do a little bite-sized bits of things. Nothing has to be finished. Like, you don't have to do something from start to finish every time you do something. And that's what they're saying. The frustration is coming from you feeling like a failure because you're taking on too much at once. That's basically the message. So let's see. They want these first. Okay. Nope, they don't. Yeah, so this came out in reverse for you. So with justice in reverse, it's like things are not out of, things are out of balance. It's like instead you're hanging on for dear life. Is what it feels like to me. There's too much stress, and they're trying to help you with this imbalance. Yeah. So right now, this is the time of introspection. This is a time of allowing them to feed you tidbit by tidbit. Your ancestors are coming through pretty strong. They're saying working is essential to your success, but how you go about working is going to be different than how you've done it from this point in the past. You're being shown an easier way, and it feels harder to you because you don't have that physical example, that mentor to help you, like give you that physical where you can see it, smell it, taste it, touch it, hear it type of energy. You have source by your side. So you have to it's necessary for you to take breaks, take periods of time to really go within and allow them to work with you. One thing they want me to mention, and it's something that happens with me frequently, is if I'm going about my day, I'm somebody that meditates consistently every day, at least once a day, more than likely than not, multiple times a day, morning and night, and then usually in the middle of the day. So I'll go about my day, I'll be doing great, everything's fine, and then all of a sudden it'll feel like somebody just took and drained all of my energy, like my battery just went low. So when that happens, I know that there's something they want to tell me, and I'll go to my room and I'll lay down, I'll pop in my earbuds, some music, and I'll, invite them and ask them if there's something they want me to know. And 100% of the time, without question, there's something that's happened, a pattern or some type of like experience or circumstance that I just went through, and they want to give me clarity about what happened because I'm not seeing the pattern. And you can't go to a therapist and work on a pattern that you are not able to see. There maybe there's a big pattern there that a physical human therapist could help you with if they knew about it. If you're not telling them all of the experiences because you don't think it's a significant experience and you're not giving them that information, they're not going to be able to put two and two together because they're not source. And maybe there's too much of trying to get advice from other people and not going within all the time. But I do feel like you're really good at it. They're trying to help you bring balance. So you will find that you're going to have periods of time where you're more productive, and then you have periods of time where it's like you need to rest a bit, and then periods of time where you're more productive. But you see, you're going this way. You're not going up and then stopping, and then trying to start again down here, and then going up, and then stopping. You're making this like progress this way. Yeah. So whatever it is, you are building these are the skills that you're building. And I love this card in particular because she's basically got an altar right in front of her. She's got books, she has candles, she's got scents, incense, and singing bowls and plants. So she's bringing all of this high vibrational stuff around her, and that's what they want you to do as well. Before you know it, you're going to be doing all 7 of those things. Let's just say there are 7 things you got to do. You will be doing all 7 of those things in your day seamlessly, and you can do this, they're saying, in about, if you start, let's just say you start organizing, you take a few days to a week to organize, and then you start implementing. By a month and a half, you're going to be up to that 7. That's how fast of a change you're going to have. Okay. There's a lot of success to be had here. Yeah. So your spiritual practices are first and foremost to bring you to everything that you want and to make the process easier. It's basically sources saying, "Hey, you're not going to be this person anymore. These are the things you're going to do. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You know that. You have new passions. You just don't have the knowledge or the know-how to implement this and be successful because it's new for you. Let us help you. Let us take this stressful energy and this imbalance and balance it out so that it's easier for you to implement everything and make everything move quicker for you, because the swords, this is quick. I mean, he's literally running on this card. This is quick energy. All right, so what comes? Is there anything message that you have here, and then I'll get you out of here, Scorpio. There was a lot of channeling in the beginning. See, I told you, spirituality. This is numero uno. Getting organized, getting your environment and your atmosphere organized so that you step into it with a clean slate and a clean environment and a clean mind. A cluttered place is going to give you a cluttered mind because you're not going to find the things you need as easily. And it's wasted. It's like they're telling me there are hours in your day that get spent just looking for things. Where if you had learned to be more organized in your home environment, wherever you are, things would go much smoother. So it's almost like there's some, it feels like it's from home. It feels like it's just learning how to do some more housekeeping stuff at home and making things run smoother at home in order to help you make these things run smoother. So it's like that's where you need to start. That's the next step for you. I didn't even read this. Yeah, and then it says here, you could be a spiritual advisor, healer, tarot reader, or anything in the occult. You're being guided to discover the unique spiritual path right now. This is why you see how this came out. This is basically like the Hermit card. You have offering at the bottom, so this is what you don't see coming. It says the universe is about to meet all of your needs. Consider having a money altar. Call upon your spirit guides and angels to assist you during this time. And that's exactly, they're asking you to do that. The only thing you need is to be willing. I'm about to create a really great video, and it's going to be called lazy thought versus deliberate thought, because I went through an experience, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit. I went through an experience Monday in meditation where they told me I was going to receive news on Wednesday, and I said, news, huh? And I said, is it good or bad? And they wouldn't say anything. I said, well, that means it's bad. If you're not going to tell me it's good, then it's bad. First thing, I wake up 5 o'clock Wednesday morning, and my finger, this was completely swollen, and it hurt. It felt like somebody was stabbing me with a knife. I couldn't move my hand. It was killing me. So I ended up going to the emergency room. Turns out I had a really nasty sprain. And after that, it was like a domino effect of all this bad stuff happening. And so that I'm going to be creating a video because they showed me through those experiences, which they led me into, how my thoughts were thinking me, and I was thinking, how I was thinking it was me thinking these thoughts, but it was really law of attraction picking up momentum based on how I started my day. So I'm going to show you how, with my experiences, how to get out ahead of it. And that's what they've been having me synthesize Wednesday and yesterday. That's why I didn't get this out to you yesterday, Scorpio. So thank you for being patient. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love.